Welcome to Who Put This On, episode 13, where we discuss 90 Day Fiance, season 2, episode 1. And I'm the host, Chris Lorenz. Sitting to my right is
Robert Kitts.
Sitting to my left.
Me.
Are you to my left?
Are you to the left?
You usually start out by going, and to my left is, but this time you went to my right.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
I got to change it up.
I'm like,
Say
wait.
who you are so
Oh,
we
man.
get through the intro.
You gotta
Well,
pay attention. You gotta pay attention. Chris keeps you on your toes.
I came with a great intro from Max this week,
Chris.
but he's not here.
Okay, Chris, you introduce him again.
All right. And to my left is
James Hall.
sitting to his left.
Harrison Hoffman.
Yeah. So this...
Are we going to not intro Max? I came up with a great name for him.
You gotta save it for next time.
No.
Damn it.
It's still gonna be good next time.
Oh,
Is
God.
it related to 90 Day Fiance?
Not at all. He told me
Maybe.
it was.
It's mostly related to
might be?
Pinto Bistro.
So not to 90 Day Fiance.
Well, I mean, maybe. It's a spoiler, though.
It's not.
There's no one from Thailand on this show. We had Thai food.
No, but the name is not a Thai name.
Okay.
But it is Asian.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Okay. So this show was real terrible. Like, it was bad. Bad.
Man, you could not be more wrong right now.
I really wanted to
Agree.
shut the show off halfway through. I
like-
really did.
So halfway through, I was like, there is no way I'm not watching the rest of this season. Like this is a great show.
No, absolutely not.
It is.
Show's pretty goddamn good.
I thought it was kind of dragging halfway through. By the end, I was in. I was like, oh, okay. I think I need to see more of this show.
This, I mean, I feel like we've had like a few shows recently that are kind of like, you know, like it's kind of interesting, it's kind of not. Like it's been a while since we've had like a true banger like this, and like this one's a banger.
Define banger again?
Well, I mean, you know what like a club banger is? It's like that, but for reality TV.
Is it like a banger and mash?
It's not a food.
Oh, man, that was a terrible joke.
I was
I'm sorry,
trying
that
to
was-
make fun of
that
his
was-
banger, which is a terrible word, but fine.
That's a word.
Sorry.
Throw it
Banger.
back at me for
I
no
will
reason
do
at
it.
all.
Chris, you definitely came off the worst in that trying to make fun of Harrison.
Oh man,
I apologize.
It's just a terrible word, and I think we shouldn't use it.
What club banger? Reality show banger? Reality
Yeah,
TV show
reality show banger.
banger? Okay,
You know who knows about bangers?
who's that?
John Taffer.
What does that mean?
Founder of the Nightclub Hall
Oh,
of
it's
Fame. How did you forget?
That's true. That's true.
I thought at first you were referring to his like crotch, and then I was just like, he's got a real banger in there. And I was
To
just
his
like,
crotch?
I
I
don't,
don't
know.
think that's how you use the word banger.
like
It could be, I guess. That makes sense.
For your dick?
Yeah, because you bang stuff with it. I guess it could be a banger, right? Like,
What kind of stuff?
I'm just saying stuff. I'm not trying to make judgments about anyone's sexual activities.
You're not trying to judge people's bangers? Is that what
No,
you're
man,
saying?
people can put it in whatever
Oh,
they
so you
want.
agree with me that bangers?
It's growing on me.
All right, Harrison, you want to give us the description of the show now that we've talked about it already?
Sure. So it's kind of funny. We were talking about this for a second before the show, but like these different reality shows, kind of depending on the network, have descriptions of varying lengths. And the one for 90 Day Fiance is actually a blog post.
Oh, yeah.
It is What is 90 Day Fiance About by TLC. 90 Day Fiance offers a unique look into the world of international dating and matrimony. Using a unique 90-day fiancé visa, the K-1 visa, 4 women and 2 men will travel to the U.S. to live with their overseas partners for the first time. The couples must marry before their visas expire in 90 days, or the visiting partner will have to return home. They'll have to overcome language barriers, culture shock, and skeptical friends and family, all with a clock that starts ticking the moment they step foot on U.S. soil. The stakes are incredibly high as these couples are forced to make a life-altering decision: get married or send their international mate home. 90 Day Fiance.
Thank you.
Fair,
That was
fair.
quite good.
I'm wore out a little after
I
that.
feel like we need to have James read these. He's much better.
It was a blog post.
No,
He's much more entertaining.
James is not better, and that's why we need James to read this.
Right, it's true.
So this episode was about 4 couples, and they pretty much went over the U.S. U.S. side of the couples mainly, and how they met them and like what their motivations are, and then they kind of show the other international couple like landing, and that was like kind of the whole episode, like in the gist of like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
It
pretty
was-
accurate.
There was
Okay, we don't need to talk about the show now. I guess.
All right,
So moving
so
on.
how was
Anyway.
that Thai food? You guys have that Thai
Great.
food was pretty good.
How about
No.
that cyclone? Right? All right, guys.
You what?
What?
Yeah, Harrison on his way to the show. Max.
All right, boys.
Max is in the house.
All
So
right.
Max, Harrison was telling us a story when he crossed the street and it was real windy. Mm-hmm. And I said, "You don't fucking know wind for shit. Try flying at 30,000 feet in this windstorm. That's real fun there."
That wasn't on the podcast.
So there's actually
It's on the podcast now.
It's on the podcast.
I got
now.
him. I got him, guys.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
him. I got him.
So there's actually like a cyclone going on outside as we're recording this podcast.
Yeah. So
in
who knows if the
Seattle.
power goes out? We'll see.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. It looks fine out there to me.
It looks perfectly fine, and you guys are all pussies.
Jesus.
Hey man, I'm just using the technical weather term. Someone said cyclone today. And
I'm
I,
just
and I
saying there are
believed him.
significant power outages that are affecting a lot of people
Do you
on
s-
the northwestern coast of the
Do you
Pacific.
see any? Like,
Pacific Northwest? Got it.
do you see any cows going around in circles in the sky right
Not
now?
a goddamn twister.
Twister, cyclone.
Great movie though, but this is not that.
Same thing.
No.
No, it's not. It's
No.
it's
supposed to be like
a
60 to 70 mile an hour winds.
So my
Shit
so-
was 30 when I left Portland. Plane was about to flip over. I thought we were dead souls flying that thing.
So can someone explain the difference between a hurricane, a typhoon,
Typhoon spin
and
the other
a
way
cyclone,
and hit
and a
Japan.
tornado?
Also, they carry Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Typhoons spin the other way.
Yeah.
So I thought the typhoon was just a hurricane in like the Pacific.
That's
They're
what
more
I
spins
likely-
the other
they're
way.
more likely to show up in the Pacific because of the current goes the other way.
Oh.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that they come from the specific places. It just means they spin the
Yeah,
opposite
you can have a
Got
hurricane hit the coast of California.
So what's a cyclone?
No
I
fucking
don't
clue.
know.
Okay.
Apparently,
Cyc-
it's a goddamn windstorm.
I think a cyclone is the same thing as a tornado. The way the typhoon is kind of the same thing as a hurricane.
So a cyclone spins the opposite direction of a tornado?
I don't know what this spins the other way
That's
thing.
stupid. Why do we have different words for? Like,
No, it's a
one thing that
windstorm. There's
spins
not
the
a
other way?
tornado out there.
No,
Oh.
you're right. There's a cyclone.
No, I don't. I don't think there's a cyclone. I think it was just a windstorm.
I don't know what's going on.
We might need to pull a plug on the Weather Network podcast.
Yeah.
Bring this back in.
Okay,
We'll see.
So, anyways,
Bring it
weather's real
back.
bad,
Yeah. Bring it back.
and I think a plane just crashed. I don't know.
I'm sure that
So,
didn't just happen.
I just saw like
there
the
was
flash.
one couple that is definitely a green card couple. It was like
There were a couple.
There's multiple.
41-year-old woman with a
Uh,
26-year-old guy.
Yeah, 41-year-old.
What's his name? What's their name? Robert?
His name is Mohammed. Her
Mo-
name.
Danielle.
Danielle.
That's
There you
correct.
go.
41 and 26.
Yeah.
Great, really good job bringing the stats home. There, Rob.
And Danielle was the one living in the U.S. Obviously, because
Ohio specifically.
Mohammed is the one that wants to get the
Norwalk.
green card.
Norwalk,
Exactly.
Ohio. And Tunis, Tunisia.
But that's just superficial because we've saw Mohammed for like 20 seconds. Like there's like
You know,
we
he's a
have
better
no
looking
motive-
guy than she is a lady. I don't know if that made sense when I
That
said
did not make
It,
any
ma-
sense.
it made sense to me.
Okay, that's all that matters.
So, I mean, like, I would be interested to see the rest of the season and kind of see what that relationship is actually like because we didn't get to see them interact very much. Their photo on TLC.com, which, like, you know, hey, you have an entire season worth of footage, and the photo they picked for them, Mohammed has his eyes closed when he's looking at her. It's very, very strange.
Very erotic sometimes.
It's
isn't it?
it's the least erotic photo I've ever seen. I
Okay.
think.
I mean, we're talking about a photo on a podcast. I mean, I can't.
Yeah,
I mean, we should
I'll put
probably,
it on-
probably shouldn't do.
probably put it on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
What the fuck's the cable box doing? Why is it still fast forwarding? How long is it going to fast forward? It's been fast forwarding for 2 goddamn hours.
I don't know.
Call
Some-
Comcast.
Yeah, somebody get somebody
I think
on
it's.
that
I think
shit.
it's calling Comcast.
Stress test.
Yeah.
Okay.
So did anyone else feel Danielle kind of gave off a bit of a desperate vibe during this episode as we learned more about Danielle?
Yeah, she seemed really
Well,
desperate.
yeah, for sure.
Any person that I think goes on international message boards to meet people,
Yeah, so they
it's
met in a
somewhat desperate.
so they met in a chat room. I don't know, some international chat room. But Like I totally like. She totally reminds me of the woman in that like quote unquote documentary Catfish. I don't know if you saw Catfish.
I've heard of it.
I've
Heard of it, yeah. And like the plot of that is essentially, this guy thinks that he's dating this girl online, and then it turns out to not be that girl, and this like old lady like when he goes to visit her. I just ruined Catfish for everyone in this podcast.
Are you so you're saying Mohammed's
really good
really
at
a
zoning
girl?
out just there.
Yep.
So you're saying Mohammed's really a girl?
No, but I'm saying that the woman reminds me of the Catfish woman. She's not catfishing anyone, but she reminds me of the catfish.
She could have catfished Muhammad.
Could be, yeah. We don't know.
Although
He could be
Muhammad
catfishing him.
Whoa,
Muhammad seemed to recognize her.
That would be a great plot twist for this. Like, they invite some person over from Tunisia or whatever, and gets there and is like, "You're not what you look like in your profile picture."
Yeah, catfish.
Yeah, it's called catfishing.
That would be great.
It happens. There's actually an MTV show.
Yeah, it's the same guy that did like the guy who hosts the MTV show is the guy that got catfished in that movie.
Yeah, but it's on MTV, so it's all fake.
Yeah,
So
I mean, probably.
We're probably not going to watch it.
Yeah.
I don't. Was any of the other ones seem like green card? That's like the major green card one for me.
The one with the guy in Snohomish seemed like it was a little bit questionable.
That one
too.
seemed super legit until the last 30 seconds of the show,
Oh,
and then it
God.
took a turn.
Yeah, I don't think it's a green card thing. I think it's more of
Either she's just a big time bitch.
Oh yeah.
she is definitely a bitch, but she's
She's gonna
also
take
looking
advantage.
to like push a guy around, and that guy is like
He's a real
He's-
pushover.
yeah,
He
he's
does look like
definitely
a guy
way
that likes to
pushover.
get pushed around. That's for sure.
And now like the rest of that like conversations they kept bringing up with him makes so much more sense.
Totally.
Like all their friends are like, "Hey, maybe
Can
we
we-
shouldn't, but
Can we talk about his friends for a second? It's like this guy lives in Snohomish, Washington, and his two roommates are these like two old women. Like, so dude
Dude lives in the
Brett.
Golden Girls.
dude's like 30, mid-30s probably, and
Yeah.
like
I think yeah,
He doesn't
something like that.
his-
feel mid-30s.
his like two roommates are just two old women,
Lou
and then
T.
and then his friend, which he is like Brett's 31 by the way. I just looked.
Wow.
And then like his friend is this super old woman like from work. I don't know. It's very very strange.
Thought it was his grandmother.
It's
no,
not.
it's
No,
not.
that's what it looked
Yeah,
like.
no,
It was
totally.
his first friend when he moved to Snohomish.
Yeah, it's his best friend is this older woman who works at Boeing with him.
I mean,
Huh.
I mean, I guess when you live in Snohomish, those are the kind of people that you associate with.
I mean, she looked like a nice old lady.
Yeah, sure, but like she,
I felt like she was kind of like, "Why are you telling me this?"
but like she wouldn't be like your, BFF probably.
Does she know she's his BFF?
He said
Maybe.
something like that to her.
Hmm.
So the Brett and his roommate situation, like, are they a couple and that's their house and Brett just lives in their house? Or like how did they like end up three people living in a house together?
Craig totally went on Craigslist and was like, "I need some roommates." Oh yeah, these couple look good.
But his room is super small.
Right, he got shafted.
Like, if that's his house, that's
I'm
a
saying
super
it's,
small house.
I'm saying it's their house.
For sure.
I think it has to be their house. That is not the master bedroom.
yeah.
I'm not sure what that girl's gonna think when she. First of all, that girl is super goddamn picky. I'm not sure what she's gonna think when she rolls up there and sees this house and the roommates. Like that's gonna be a really weird situation.
I think the
it's not
room
gonna
is going to be the biggest situation there.
So like I thought it was weird earlier in the episode when he was freaking out about like like what color sheets should I have in my bed and like everything has to be like he was really freaking out about a lot of these little details. And then like when you meet her you see because he goes to this flower shop to get like this giant like bouquet of flowers for her before he goes to the airport to get her. And like when he picks up the flowers he's like oh no, these are supposed to be roses. Like why is there stuff other than roses in here? He's kind of freaking out. And then the woman in the flower shop's like I don't know, I put some more flowers in there because I thought it looked nice.
And
then,
it seemed to us like it was like, what's he worried about? That's like a huge bouquet. It's gonna be fine.
exactly.
I was real impressed, but that was a giant thing of flowers. I'm just like, this is dumb. Nobody needs to bring that much flowers to the airport.
But then, when he sees her, she looks at the flower. First of all, like when he tries to give the flowers to her initially, she just won't take it. So like he's holding the flowers like the mom who came to the airport with them is holding the flowers. I don't know why the mom came to the airport, but she did. And then
Give him a
Well,
ride.
the mom probably wants to meet the fiance.
Could be.
Like that,
Right, right.
In a normal fiance situation, the moms are interested in stuff
you
like that.
you missed the part where she's standing there and he had like her bags are like over the other side.
Yeah.
And she was like, "You'll go get those bags. We're leaving."
And like
And then he just goes
when
and
they
gets
So it seemed like he was late to pick her up, and then she'd been waiting a little bit. So she
Yeah.
says, "Go pick up my bags," and it's a
She
little
was
weird.
Waiting in line to get coffee. He goes up, he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so great to see you," and like hugs her, and she just kind of stands there,
Yeah.
not
She
not
did
really
not
hugging
hug him
she
back.
doesn't hug him back.
She's like, "My bags are over there. Go get them."
but like then she's looking at these flowers and she's like, I told you before I left that I like roses. Did you forget that I like roses? And he's like, oh no, I remember, but like there was a mix up at the flower shop. She's like, well, it's too late now. You
No, she
didn't
was-
give
he-
me roses.
He was like, "I'll go get you roses." She's like, "No,
Yeah.
I have these ones."
They're
God
okay, I
damn it.
guess.
Very
God.
super high maintenance.
He should have
Like,
walked away as soon as that. I would if that was me, I would have been like, good fucking luck. I'm walking away from this.
You
Welcome
were
to Earth,
yelling,
bitch.
"Throw her off the balcony!"
Yeah, maybe
during the show.
because they were standing in the parking garage. He could have just dumped her over the edge if he wanted to.
So I do have a friend that liked high maintenance women, like, and he found like the girl that he's with right now is like super high maintenance. They go off and on like all the time, and like they're still together. He moved to Ohio. Like I didn't get it. I still don't get it, but I think that there are people that like super high maintenance.
does-
I don't know how.
Does he say he likes it, or does
yeah,
he just?
he told me he liked high maintenance women.
And he didn't explain it.
No.
He just said it.
I was just like, oh, I don't know.
I feel like you should have dug in a little
Yeah,
more on this,
dude,
Chris.
it's
I feel like you let us down.
Probably. You want me to call him and see if he'll come on the podcast?
Yes,
Special
please
guest
do that.
star.
Exciting.
Call him right now.
He's in Ohio.
Patch him in.
It's
He's in
only- it's
Ohio.
only
Oh my
one-
God.
He's gonna set some light.
He
It's
might
only
be
like 1
with
morning.
Danielle.
Yeah,
No, I don't think
power
definitely
couple.
Everyone in Ohio knows each other, right?
Probably.
not. I mean, it is.
No.
Cleveland's there.
I mean,
Anyway.
you know, we've had about 3 seconds of exposure to this girl, but at this point, it kind of seems like she's more trouble than she's worth.
Yeah,
you know.
we definitely have little context for the international part of these couples. Like,
Totally.
Not for the Nicaraguan pop star though.
Yeah, there's
That's
a pretty
true.
big segment on that whole thing.
well, because I think that she was living there, so like, in
Yeah.
order to get her context, we got his context as well.
sure, yeah.
But it was still kind of from her perspective more, but we did find out more about him than the others.
Can we back up just a second and mention that like one of the people in the show is dating this like who is introduced as being the biggest pop star in Nicaragua? Like,
Vox Moyal or something. That's not his name.
also that's the band's name, not
band's
his
name.
His
Yamir.
name is
Yamir.
Ymir.
Yeah, but he's in
And he
Mokesmall.
He kind of invented the idea
What's
of
the
pop
band
stars
name?
in Nicaragua.
Mila Vox.
Milo Vox. Yeah, I was close.
Nope.
Very close.
Yeah, but like we tried to look it up, and like there's just like nothing.
Well, there's a lot about Mila
It's also
Vox on the
probably-
internet, and it's all about 90 Day Fiance.
I mean, like it's also probably because like the like English speaking internet, which you're getting when you search Google, doesn't have a lot of detail on these guys. If you go to the Spanish speaking, if the Nicaraguan
really
the
fair.
Nicaraguan version of Google,
Their Facebook page was like the second or third link, and it's all in Spanish.
yeah, but I'm just saying that like Google prioritizes English listings over non-English listings if you're in an English speaking country,
What if you tell Google you live in another country?
like Nicaragua.
Yeah.
Then it would prioritize Nicaraguan results over, you know.
It seems like a real easy way
What
to
is the
figure this out.
Nicaraguan domain name?
NR? I don't know.
NG?
Oh.
none of us know. We should move on.
And
Well,
moving on.
let's keep
we
let's
don't-
keep guessing.
No one's
TLDs.
really verified whether this guy, like, he's clearly in a band, but no one really knows how big
Is
the band
he?
is.
I mean,
they
he
just
doesn't-
sort of use some stock footage of like some bands playing.
I mean, he
showed his
definitely
feet.
dresses like a pop star.
He's clearly the Nick Jonas of Nicaragua. Let's be
the
real.
Nick Jonas.
Jonas.
All right.
he's a construction management and
He's a contractor. Yeah.
He's doing the contracting on the side. So if you're the Nick Jonas of Nicaragua, why are you coming to marry some random American woman
that is
who
the
lives
key.
in
And
middle nowhere, Illinois?
moving from Nicaragua to the Midwest of the United States.
Well, it seems like both of them are moving. Like, she's been living in Nicaragua.
Oh, totally, for sure.
So, like,
I mean, they're definitely moving to where she's from.
Well,
There's no reason you would move to Illinois otherwise, besides Chicago.
Sure.
It's like
It's fair.
Gainesville, Illinois, or something useless,
Yeah, it's like some like Southern Illinois kind of.
or Indiana or something.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
So there was one throwaway comment about moving to the U.S. will make the band have a bigger profile. Like, as a Nicaraguan band, how do they raise their profile in the U.S.?
I mean,
there
not
are
by
foreign
moving to
bands with
Illinois.
high profile in the U.S.
I mean, like I feel like
True.
that was just kind of
That is true.
something that he said to try and justify him moving away from the band and breaking that band up.
But
You know,
why does he actually want to move to the U.S.?
to be with that girl.
That's all it is?
The girl
It
is
must
like
be.
It
tired of
seems
living
like
in
it.
Nicaragua. She's like, hey, this place sucks. We got to go back to the States.
I mean,
So this is
That
100% not a green card situation at all.
No, I mean it seems like it's definitely not because he's leaving a really good life to
you
but,
don't
like,
know. Really good life. We didn't see any of it.
I don't know, like dude was just getting random people on the street coming up and asking him for autographs.
Because there was a
That-
camera there.
That one girl like didn't have anything for him to sign, so the guy signed her arm. Like
Yeah, they're like, hey, you, girl walking down the street, you want to be on this TV show?
I guess
Oh, yeah. Boom. There you go. Just go up to that guy and ask for his autograph.
I guess that could have happened. I guess that could have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, like that girl must be like amazing for that guy to think about like moving to the Midwest from Nicaragua, where he is a famous pop star.
Well, famous is debatable, but they said on the show that he's famous.
That he is the most famous pop star
Sure,
in Nicaragua
okay.
is what they said on the show.
Whatever.
And they did say they met at a show.
He was on stage and she was in the audience and they locked eyes and then it was groupie time, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That's not how they phrased it, but that's definitely what they implied.
Yeah, for sure.
So it is real questionable for him to move to the Midwest. That's why we were so debating him being like such a big pop star because it just doesn't make any sense.
But like they really seemed like they had a lot more affection for each other than pretty much any of the other couples on the show.
Well, that's because every other sentence out of that girl's mouth was "I love you" or "Te amo."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true.
That's the
That one
only
guy
thing
did
she
make
knows.
that Te Amo banner
Well,
for his apartment.
I was
though.
going to say, like, Justin and Evelyn, who we haven't talked about yet, they seemed pretty good until the very end, and then it went downhill real quick.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. So like this girl, she's from the Philippines, right?
No, the Philippines was Daya, who was
Oh,
with Brett
yeah.
from Snohomish. Evelyn was from Colombia,
That's right.
and
that's
she
right.
was seeing Justin from San Jose.
Yeah. So she comes and this guy makes this like really like I don't want to say pathetic, but like this like bad attempt at like creating a romantic situation in his apartment.
I would go with
Sorry.
pathetic.
Yeah, and like he bought these like weird kind of banners that he hung up that like had their names on them, and then one of them said "Te amo," and then he bought these fake flower petals to put on the bed. Like if you're gonna do that, at least go all the way and get some real damn rose petals.
The balloons, though.
I-
balloons are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You can't forget about the balloons.
Yeah,
Those must have been the cheapest balloons I've ever seen, with some real crappy black and white, like, printed image of them on it.
it did have their picture on the balloons.
That's real classy.
Those are real shitty looking
It's real
balloons,
classy.
man.
The whole thing was super tacky, super tacky.
Yeah, and then he leaves like dishes, his sink full of dishes.
Can you imagine if you come to live with this guy to potentially marry him in the U.S. from Colombia, and you walk in that apartment, you're like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why is this like this?
There's like dishes everywhere. There's just
Yeah.
like trash everywhere.
And then-
what is this shitty fake rose
A bunch
petals
of
and
like
like
shitty
balloons?
decorations, yeah.
Oh man,
So
terrible.
So then they're banging that night or whatever, and then it's and then it's the next day.
It's only implied.
It was
Yeah. or whatever.
We see him clearly close the door on the camera with them both inside.
Yeah.
We all know what that means.
Yeah, and
Well, most of these people already banged. They've met. Except for probably Danielle. I don't see that happening. But that
I mean,
you
could
don't know that.
We have
It will
physical
definitely-
proof she's banged.
it will definitely be interesting to see how that relationship develops.
Right. Well, like the next statement was something around the physical relationship.
Right.
So
He's like
we need
he
to discuss the physical relationship.
he described her physical appearance as adequate, not
Was
like.
it adequate or acceptable?
I think it was
said-
acceptable.
I think it was acceptable, man.
Oh, I thought it was adequate,
He's
which
like,
is worse.
she is acceptable for me.
I don't think either of them is good.
no.
No, yeah.
If you're a fiance, you're like, they're acceptable or they're adequate. neither
Like,
one of those is
instead of,
a good sign.
Instead of like
find you
oh, like,
very
she's
acceptable.
so beautiful. It's like she's just adequate, I guess.
She can get the job done.
Yeah. So back to those other guys. It's kind of like the next day, and they wake up, and and then she's like, "Why are there all these dirty dishes in the sink?" He's like, "I don't know. I think the sink's too small."
Gotta get a bigger sink.
I guess.
He
I'm
found
gonna go
the
watch the game.
He found the problem. The sink's
Yeah.
too small.
Well, first got to point out it's the first thing in the morning, and he's already got a backwards baseball cap on.
Yeah, he's Fred Dursting it.
You gotta look good for the cameras. You
to
know?
be fair,
You didn't have the
the
backwards
cameras
ba-
are there.
He didn't have the backwards baseball cap on to pick her up, and he's like, "Okay, now I've picked her up. Now it's time to shift
Well, he
into
was trying to-
husband mode."
Time for Tool
He's trying to
Academy.
romance her. You know, he put the power pedals down, the balloons.
No, the next morning he wasn't about romancing her. He was about
No.
saying,
That's why he didn't wear the backwards.
"Oh, I see.
hat
Yeah,
the night
I
before.
I got what you're saying.
You know,
So does anyone have that quote that he said about like the wife quote?
I'm
that
pretty
he
sure
had?
the quote was, "I don't just want someone to marry me. I want a wife." And then proceeded to show her where all the cleaning supplies were.
And then
I mean,
and then said, "Oh, the game's on," and sits on the couch while she washes all the dishes in his sink, in his tiny sink.
that felt too convenient.
yeah.
You
I'm
got a
gonna
fake
agree with
vibe,
Max
Brian?
on this one. There are some convenient things that happen to most of these couples.
That's true.
It might have also just been some editing.
Well, the Danielle at the airport seemed like just the
Yeah,
editing.
dumb
to me.
editing.
She was fucking freaking out.
Yeah, but she was freaking out because she couldn't find him. She was just freaking out because he could be lost. I don't know. Like, it wasn't like they were. I don't think she was like wandering the airport for more than like half a block.
It seemed like they sort of walked and looked at the screen like, "Oh my god, where is this airplane?
Like, there was-
Where is he?" And then they walked like 10 feet and they're like, "Oh, there he is."
It would look like they walked in the airport, walked up the escalators, and then he was there. But they made it seem like a huge deal.
They were
She
walking
was
around
crying though.
Yeah,
Well, she's
I mean,
hysterical.
It's a
Yeah.
ba-
I guess for a little context, Mohammed had to transfer in New York from JFK to LaGuardia, but there was a potential problem he might not have made his flight, and so she goes to the Ohio airport, whichever airport they were at in Ohio, and she's like, "I don't know if he's even going to be there,"
Well,
and she's just immediately hysterical.
so like, dude doesn't have a phone that works in the U.S. So
or any
there's
money.
or any money or any U.S. currency. So there's no real way for them to know
As far as we know.
what's going on. That's how it was set up in the show, at least. Yeah.
yeah. But I feel like she's just kind of like a woman that would be in hysterics no matter what. Like, I
Sure,
feel like
yeah.
they showed in the future clips she was also crying. So like, I don't really. It's the context there. They just reality showed it up. They were like, "Oh my god, there's conflict. You have to watch."
So I got a conspiracy theory about this girl.
Hit me.
The way she is introduced in the show is she says, "Hi, I'm Danielle. I have 3 daughters. They're very costly. Maybe she's in on the whole green card thing, and she's getting paid for it.
Interesting.
Oh man,
Interesting. And
Because
they're-
that was a weird thing for her to say about her daughters.
and they're doing the show as sort of a thing they can show the whatever the Office of International Marriage.
I would
to
totally,
Hey, look at this show. This is a real deal.
so I would totally buy into that if she wasn't so seemingly so hysterical and emotionally invested in the situation, because that moment where they meet in the thing, it seems like she's fucking all in. Like I'm still not sure if he's all in, but
I feel like she
Method
would have had
acting.
this.
yeah, yeah,
Or-
she is the Daniel Day Lewis.
What's that thing?
Danielle
of
Day-Lewis.
Theodore?
The Danielle. Oh shit. The Danielle Day Lewis of Ohio.
I'm liking this theory more and more as we dig into it.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I think Max, you got one there. I feel like there's that makes so much more sense. that
There's something that's off about that one, for sure.
Besides the age.
Well, that's one of the things that makes it seem off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
But
a lot
so
of
much
things.
more that's off.
yeah. Very strange.
Who's left?
Her. How about Danielle's brother with that shirt? What,
Go
what-
buck yourself. Or
Yeah, it
something.
said go. Yeah, well, I can't. remember.
Let's not go buck yourself.
It was something like that though, and
Oh,
like it was like
so
a
many.
camo shirt with a picture of a deer on
Bucked
it.
up.
I thought it said buck
bucked
up.
up. It was
Bucked
bucked
up.
up.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, it's about deer. I thought it was because Ohio,
So-
the Buckeye State.
Yeah, why do you think it's called the Buckeye State?
Buckeyes are a type of nut.
no.
No, they are. No, they are also a type of nut. You're right.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah,
what
it's
that
like
is.
those like
the,
little stickers
Ohio
that they
State
put on.
Buckeyes are just a bunch of nuts.
Yes, that's actually true.
So those
Get
those
fucked,
little
Buckeyes.
so those little stickers that they put on those little pride stickers
Go
they put on their
blue.
helmet, like that's what those Buckeye nuts look like. I
They
think.
don't do that at Ohio State.
Yeah, they do.
That's Florida State.
Well, Florida State also does it with the tomahawks, but Ohio State also does it with those stickers.
I feel like that's not accurate.
We'll see if it's accurate.
Rob, tell me if that's accurate.
Let's move on. We'll come back.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
All right, so I looked up Mila Vox on YouTube.
Here's on my favorite part is right before this podcast. We're like, guys, this time we're not gonna look anything up, and all we've been doing is looking stuff up.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Because you keep saying ridiculous shit.
So according to Wikipedia, the Ohio State Buckeyes are named after the colloquial term for people from the state of Ohio and after the state tree.
Do the nuts
Whoa.
come from that tree?
So I'm saying tree sounds more like nuts than deer.
Do we have a verdict on the pride stickers in the helmet?
I'll have to keep
No.
looking down the Wikipedia article to confirm.
All right, while
that.
you do that, I looked up Mila Vox on YouTube, and they have like 3 videos that have 50,000 views, and then they have a bunch more that have like 10,000.
So they're about in a similar popularity as our podcast. Is what you're saying?
Well, I guess yeah. Well, I guess
Harsh.
how big is Nicaragua? Like what's the population there? Because like I'm not
a lot of
expecting
it
them to
doesn't
be
have
like
running water.
like I'm not expecting them to be Jonas Brothers level, but like maybe that number of YouTube views is really good for Nicaragua.
Yeah, I mean,
you know.
so like 50,000. Okay, so
Okay, Google, what's the population of Nicaragua?
does that mean that they had 50,000 views after the show aired?
Right. Yes.
What is like the before the show airs? What is
Is
their
that
view count?
really poor numbers for a show like this?
What?
50,000 views for like this sort of show. I don't know what sort of budget or like.
Well, that's
wait,
not what we're talking about. We're talking
no,
about
no. But like to Chris's
if,
point,
like,
if nobody's
what's
ever
the-
heard of this band until the show, but 50,000 people watch the show and they all YouTube them.
but they don't. Like, I mean,
What's the what's
Okay,
the percentage of the
there's
people?
200,000
Are you
watch
asking
show. Is
how
that
many
good or bad?
people? How
That's
many
my
views
question.
did they have before
Yeah,
the
like,
show?
Like, how many views would they have gotten from the show?
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like they would have gotten at least
A lot.
some.
That's a good point.
At least
like-
half.
They might have had like
well, you can
2,000
probably
views.
see the YouTube like stats on it, like over time, maybe.
My phone
I don't know.
doesn't like
Yeah.
doesn't have those capabilities.
Yeah, I'm not super up to date on like the ratings
so
for
like, if
FYI
he's
Network
Or
or TLC.
This-
yeah,
I thought you were going to say the, Yamir's band in Nicaragua.
Max, did we get a verdict on the population of Nicaragua?
6 million.
That's not super big. So
there's not a lot. Of
so I
YouTube
feel like
That's like
the
the
biggest
size of
pop band
Seattle?
in Nicaragua, maybe. Like
Isn't
this seems
no
like it
way.
could be in the ballpark.
50,000 hits for the most popular band in Nicaragua.
Yo.
No way.
That's a pretty large percentage.
6 million people.
The vast majority of those hits are people in America watching this show,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're sure
I
saying
guarantee
trying to
you.
find out something about Mila Vox for their podcast.
Oh, man.
I think that like he's moving to America to give the band more exposure by being on the show.
Yeah, so that's
Yep.
like him being on the show definitely ups their profile. I'm not sure about the moving to America part, but being on the show for sure.
Yeah, well, the only way he gets on the show is by moving to America.
It's kind of weird that none of their music has really been on the show. Like if I was them and that's the reason I was doing it, I would have let the show use my music for free.
Well, their manager was not happy about him leaving the band to go to America. So maybe the manager won't license the
He's a
music.
bad manager.
Yeah, that guy's an idiot.
I mean, did he use like newspaper clips to show him or like
Yeah.
in the band? Like it wasn't like it was weird.
Yeah, they probably just didn't have the rights to that music, like to actually be able to use it.
So the manager sent a letter to, I don't have her name up.
Amanda.
Amanda.
And I made that up.
The manager said it was a very reasonable letter explaining why he wasn't sure this was a good idea. And she was like, this is a very hurtful letter that he accused me of being like a liar and a terrible person. Who do we think, whose side are we taking in this?
Well, the guy
not
didn't.
hers.
I mean, the guy didn't refute that claim. He wasn't like, "Hey, you idiot! I didn't say that in the letter." He just kind of was like, "Yeah, well, he shouldn't go to America."
I feel like she was overblown. She was taking it out of context a little, maybe making it more of a big deal than he wanted it to be. Probably.
Who writes a 12-page letter about that? That's a long
It was
letter.
12 pages?
I
I
thought it was
missed that.
2.
Why didn't he just
I heard
leave
12.
your like a voicemail?
I mean, we were looking at the letter in the show.
It seemed like it was stapled, at least.
Page 11 of 12.
Yeah.
It looked like there was like 2 or 3 pages.
I heard 12.
Anyway, if it's 12 pages, then maybe we can be on our side.
So I have an Ohio State update. So we're talking about their helmets adorned with white decals. Is that right?
Yes, the prize stickers, yeah.
They are depicting a Buckeye leaf.
Ooh, a leaf.
Suck it. You're wrong.
You said there weren't any stickers at all. You're definitely wrong.
Yeah, you said they were nuts.
You said there weren't any stickers at all.
Yeah, it's better than saying they're nuts.
Let's just
guess.
boom. Let's just agree
Look at
we're
that.
all wrong.
Look at
What the
that.
hell is that?
Buckeye nuts.
That's a Buckeye nut? It's like a fucking apple. What the shit is that?
An apple.
We're definitely gonna have to put a photo of a Buckeye nut on the Facebook
It's
page.
fucking
And
weird,
also an
man.
Ohio State helmet, probably.
Probably.
We probably have a lot of social networks.
Freaking weird.
And that photo with the guy's eyes closed.
Yeah. So
So why the hell are we talking about Ohio State Buckeyes? What the hell happened there?
I don't remember.
bugged up.
Really
Bucked
went
up.
off the rails.
You got bucked up, yeah. The guy's shirt.
Oh, the guy's shirt,
Yeah.
Buck.
Yeah.
so
Do you think that guy's name is Buck?
Definitely not.
That guy's name would be so good as Buck. He would make a
Do you
great
think
Buck.
he likes to fuck?
Right, he obviously has that truck because he likes to fuck,
Yeah.
and his name's Buck.
They
Yeah.
told us what his name was. I don't
It's
remember
Buck.
what it is.
Mine,
It
he
was
said,
not
he said
Buck.
my name is Buck.
Dude,
and I
that guy's
like
name
to
was
fuck.
fucking
do we
Buck.
have an anagram for it?
Fucking Buck.
It rhymes with Buck.
Yeah, it does.
So the show,
Duck?
I can't stand it. It's just like these people are the worst kind of people, and I don't want to watch them.
The Americans or the foreign people?
All of them.
Racist.
Really? Like, I didn't think these were terrible people. I thought it was
Some of them.
thoroughly. Yeah. So I mean, that one woman,
The Filipino?
100% terrible.
And the guy.
Yeah, Justin, I need a wife to clean my house. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't come off well by the end of that
There were
episode.
definitely
The girl
some-
seems okay though.
Yeah, no, Evelyn seems fine.
There were definitely some not nice people, but it is not a Real Housewives of New Jersey situation where
Right.
everyone's a
and
terrible person.
I don't
right?
mean to say that all of them are bad.
Yeah.
I just think that all of
of them
them
are
have
bad.
problems, and like I just don't care about that. And this is what the show's about.
Are you perfect, Chris?
Yeah, obviously.
Well, there you go.
Well, no, but I'm not on TV showing it off and expecting other people to find entertainment out of it.
Sure.
I just don't see continuing watching this show.
I'm definitely gonna I'm probably gonna.
You've said this before.
I'm gonna go home and watch the rest of the season.
You've said this before.
Okay.
Where's the Tool Academy bonus episode?
I don't know. We haven't done it. We need
Tonight.
to do it.
He's got you there.
The only reason we haven't watched more Tool Academy is we agreed we need to watch it together and then never made time for it. If we'd been doing it individually, we all would have watched more.
We can
Yeah.
barely get together once a week for this because we get together to watch 18 to 20 episodes of Tool Academy.
It's going to be a great day when it
Yeah,
happens.
True. I mean, we
Yeah.
did it
There
for
was
Game
a
of
period of
Thrones.
time where we watched like the entirety of Game of Thrones
Yeah.
on Sundays, like together. So I feel
And
like
like
we could
3
probably get
weeks
done.
or some shit.
Yeah.
Well, I planned it, so
It's true.
if somebody
Maybe you
here
should
takes
plan
the
this.
I don't. What?
No.
I'm not part of the Tool Academy bonus episode.
You are in the Tool Academy, Chris.
guys can have fun
you
with
can't
that.
escape it.
There's the world when NFL football's on and weekends are a mess. Then there's another world where you have free weekends.
No,
That's-
there's another world where Game of Thrones is on, and then you watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
on
fall is going to be a real shit show for TV.
When's Game of Thrones come back?
in April, and we have to watch a whole nother season now.
So there's a gap
Right.
between
Now we got 4 seasons of
football
Game of
in
Thrones to
April.
watch all together.
I'm not rewatching Game
You're
of Thrones
watching
again.
it. You're in the thing.
I'm definitely not rewatching Game of Thrones every
Yeah.
single fucking year.
Yeah, you're doing
That's
it.
insanity.
Yeah.
We have to rewatch Game of Thrones every year.
Yeah, that's how you have to do it.
I don't think
Has
you have
anybody
to do
played
that.
that Game of Thrones Telltale game yet? Anybody tried
No.
that?
Not yet.
I'm gonna wait till it all comes out.
Are you gonna wait for the whole season?
I
It
don't,
looks pretty.
I don't like waiting.
It looks kind of cool. I think it could be cool.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I think it looks cool.
What is it? I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
It's this new game that's like I think it's like on every platform. It's like this Game of Thrones like interactive story kind of thing. They did one for like The Walking Dead a little while ago.
Okay. Is it like a role play or just like
it's like
follow
a-
along, choose your adventure sort of thing?
It's like it's
like a
an adventure
You
game.
know, it's kind of like choose your own adventure. Like
Okay.
they bring you like stuff, and they
You get
get to pick a
references and
choice of
whatnot.
like what's going on.
Mhm.
Sometimes you get to walk around, and sometimes mini games and stuff. But
Huh. Interesting.
I mean,
Okay.
Has anybody played the Telltale 90 Day Fiance game?
Oh,
No
that'd be
way.
great.
We should make that. Let's do it. The
What are the choices?
What if you make that game for every show we've watched?
oh, that would be great.
Who put this on the video game?
Oh yes.
Where you play
I
as
would-
a producer of a reality show?
Yeah, are you the producer or are you contestants on each show?
Oh, that's a good question.
I feel like that's gonna be a lot of fun. I just want to chuck that beer can.
Multiplayer
I kind of
where
like,
there's a producer and the contestants.
Oh.
I do kind of like the idea of a game where you're producing reality TV shows. Like it's kind of like that video game Dev Tycoon, whatever
Yeah,
that game
yeah,
is. It's kind of like that, but for reality shows.
And every show Harrison makes is Utopia.
Yeah,
The thing is,
Except sometimes they're kids and sometimes they're naked.
Kid Nation.
I came out the wrong word.
Whoa.
Maybe not. Maybe not that.
I mean,
the thing is with the game dev thing, like it was just, you could just put in different text and it could be that. Like
Yeah.
there wasn't anything really specific about it. It was like, oh, your Utopia reality show / game was like a big hit. Like,
Yeah.
it wouldn't really matter.
We were having this discussion last week about Kid Nation, and James was trying to convince me that I had seen it, and I denied it. But I thought about it a little bit over the last week, and we totally watched that show in college.
remember when I said you fucking watched that show?
I
No.
remember.
College,
I
'cause we
remember.
watched it together.
We totally
How could I forget?
we definitely watched that show in
What
college.
a jerk! Lesson
boy.
learned, everyone.
Yep.
Harrison Hoffman.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah,
It's true.
Got to ease up on that stuff, man.
All right.
So good.
So was this show worse than Real Housewives of New Jersey?
Not
No.
even close.
Absolutely not.
Definitely not. What do you
Was-
say, Chris?
It was not worse than Hillbilly Blood,
Okay.
and it was not better than Married at First Sight.
Married at First Sight, so much more entertaining.
Like I felt more connected to those people, but maybe if you watch more of this, maybe you will be. I don't know.
So like this show for me, I think is in probably third or fourth place after like Tool Academy, and Married at First Sight, and I haven't figured out where Wake Up Call falls yet.
Ooh, man.
yeah.
Are you gonna watch more of that show?
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably at least check out. I mean,
the actual premiere on TV when it comes out.
I wouldn't say no to watching The Rock do stuff.
In any context?
Yep.
That sounds
So-
weird.
Any context.
Where's Dating Naked on this?
What if The Rock was on Dating Naked?
Oh no.
Celebrity
is he-
dating naked would be so
Oh,
good.
Celebrity Dating Naked. That's
that
a
would
really
be
good
really
idea.
Good. Yep.
Somebody greenlight that show right now.
Someone call up
If you're
Hollywood.
at Fox or whatever,
See,
just
the thing
go ahead and
is with
greenlight
that
that.
show is you're gonna get like E-list actors.
Scott Rudin, get on it.
You're gonna get E-list actors.
No,
Oh,
dude,
man.
you could totally get The Rock on that.
Did
thing.
you read that thing today?
I don't know
The
if the
Scott
Rock.
Rudin thing?
It's
You
wonderful.
have 0% chance of
He's
getting Rock
almost
on
naked
Dating
when he's wrestling.
Yeah, he's
You
still
think
not
he's
gonna
gonna
be
have-
on a show Dating Naked
Why?
because he does his own reality shows that like he
That's
cares
true.
about. He's not gonna be on some shitty ass.
The Rock
shit.
is definitely not going on Dating Naked ever.
What about
You're gonna get-
Tyrese? You can get Tyrese on that.
You're gonna get like the Stephen Baldwins of the world.
Nah, dude,
to-
you could
to be
totally
on
get
that
Tyrese
show.
on
What
that
about
thing.
the Naked Hero?
No, I don't like
Flesh. He's super strong and super naked.
Thunder Girl. She flies like thunder.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there any character from the Fast movies who would go on Dating Naked?
it. Tyrese.
Some of the
I don't think Tyrese.
some of the models in the car scenes.
Oh,
probably.
for sure.
Yeah. How about
For
that-
All of the
how
hot
about the
They
one
might have been
girl,
there.
The
Gal
like
Gadot?
motorcycle girl.
Yeah,
What's her name?
Gadot.
Well,
Yeah,
she's
her.
going to be Wonder Woman now. Does she need to go on
Oh,
Dating
really?
Naked?
Oh yeah, she's not making Dating Naked.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
The
Unless
blonde
she
chick
and
from
Batfleck
number
are
2
both going on Dating Naked.
Oh.
with the pink car. You
Oh.
know what I'm talking about?
what?
The blonde chick with the pink car in number 2.
I did not see number 2.
Number 2 is the worst one. You're the only one who watches it.
I
I watch ones that have The Rock in them, and I don't watch ones
so
that don't
two
have The
of
Rock in
them.
them.
There's 7 movies, Rob.
There's only 6, and the 7th one will have The Rock, and so I'm going to
There'll
watch
be
it.
3. Okay.
Look,
Wait, so you've not even seen the first one?
I have seen the first one.
Okay,
first
is that
one's
the
good.
exception?
you can skip 2,
Yeah,
3,
don't
and 4 if you
shut
want.
your goddamn mouth. You must watch all of them.
It's 1 and 3 are good. You can skip 2 and 4.
You know,
I
You can
disagree.
most certainly skip 2.
No.
That
Here's-
that one is terrible.
here's the stack rank of Fast movies: Fast 5, Fast 6, Original Fast and Furious, Fast and Furious,
Which is what number?
Four.
Four.
Two Tokyo Drift, and then Too Fast, Too
Tokyo
Furious.
Drift is by far the worst one
No way.
You've never even seen the whole movie.
because it's so bad.
Oh
It's
my
starring
God.
Little Bow Wow. You fucking kidding me?
It's starring the kid from fucking Friday Night Lights or whatever. Is that him? I don't know.
Yeah, and Little Bow Wow.
Nick Cannon.
That is
Yeah.
not Nick Cannon.
There's a real easy way to deal with this
Racist.
argument.
Racist.
Don't watch either of them. Just watch Fast 5 and Fast 6, and you're good to go.
Sure.
I don't like this.
Why is Max
I was
whispering?
real confused while Harrison was saying this list because he started up real high, then
yeah,
went
the-
real low,
the
and
hand-
then went back real high, like with his hands. And I
The
was
hand
so
gestures were
confused.
so good during that explanation. It's too bad no one listening to this can see them because they make no sense.
But that's why James was also like confused. He was like, "What's that number?" Because Harrison moved his hand down and then back up. We were like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, those.
I was trying to confuse you guys.
Clearly,
Yeah, I don't know why. That was.
I feel like James needed to clarify because we didn't know what was going on.
So isn't so so Fast 7's called Furious 7, right?
Yeah, because they fucked up the name.
Seven
no,
Fast, Seven
because
Furious.
at this point it is the
just a running joke.
the best joke ever, like the insane naming of that series.
Well, the thing was that the last movie was supposed to be Furious 6, but I don't think somebody didn't let them do it.
it was Fast and Furious.
Maybe
6.
there was
No,
more
no,
than
but
6
they
people
wa-
that were furious.
The title card at the end of the movie says Furious 6.
That's weird.
If you actually, in the actual movie, it doesn't say Fast and Furious 6. It just says Furious 6.
Interesting.
So I think the original idea was the movie was supposed to be called Furious 6.
and it
but then
changed the
somebody-
fucking credits.
No,
No.
they did
Really?
not.
They
No.
couldn't spend the 2 cents on changing the credit.
Well, I think it's the director's. I don't know why they didn't do
Yeah,
it.
the director had Final Cut, and he was like, "No, this is Furious 6," and the marketing
His final
team
cut,
just
he
made
totally
a
has the
trailer.
control over
No,
the
he-
title.
yeah,
no,
but
that's
he
the-
wanted to call it Furious 6, so he had Final Cut, so he left it in there.
And then the people who made the trailer were like, "Oh, can't put the word fast in this trailer. It's going to be fine."
So if you have final cut, you don't get control over the trailers.
No.
Really?
No.
No, you don't. Just
wow.
just the film.
So is the eighth
Also,
one
I'm not
just-
sure that Justin Lin has Final Cut.
Yeah,
He
I'm pretty
probably
sure
doesn't.
He does not have Final Cut. I guarantee it.
Is the eighth one just going to be called And 8?
That'd be great.
Yes.
Oh
It'd be pretty
man.
good.
It'll, whatever it is, it'll be
Fast
No,
fun.
it's just an ampersand
Furious
that looks
6.
like an 8.
It
Yeah,
would be
that's the logo.
Tokyo 8. Just pull it all back.
It's an 8 that looks like a racetrack.
No, it's
Oh. Have you guys ever seen that crazy like figure 8 school bus racing? Have you ever seen that on like ESPN?
No.
No.
I
Oh
live
my
in
god,
Ohio.
we need
No.
to see this. So like basically like it is a racetrack that's in a figure 8, and they race school buses on them. And sometimes they collide because the 8, intersects in the middle. And it is the craziest thing I've ever
Wait,
seen.
is it like a jump?
No, it is just it's flat in the middle. So there's just
It's like
like
a 4-way intersection. Just
Yeah.
Buses just racing through
yeah,
it.
it's crazy, man.
Can we consider this a reality show that we need to watch as part of the podcast?
Potentially, yeah. It's more of a sport, I think. But
I mean,
So
have
are
we
we
really
doing-
talked about doing that much reality show this
True.
episode? I feel like we've been on a very tangent-heavy episode.
We were doing all right till we started talking about Fast and Furious.
I'm pretty pumped about Jason Statham being in the next movie, though.
Ooh, really?
You're not pumped about Jason fucking Statham being in that movie?
Yeah, but the Asian guy's not going to be in it anymore.
That,
Right. Paul Walker's dead. This franchise
Paul Walker's
is
still in the
done.
movie, though.
Dude's dead.
But he's in the movie.
Well, sorta. It's his brother, and it's
He-
CGI.
he's
He's still in
no,
part of it
parts
himself.
of it. Sure.
He's in like 80% of it. It's just like a few scenes where it's CGI'd Paul Walker's brother. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
So apparently, next Fast and Furious. Why are we talking about?
All right.
No.
No.
Let's
Let-
go
no.
back to this after
Let
we
the-
tell people we're doing next
Let the
week.
man talk.
Okay,
for-
one last comment on it. Fast and Furious 7, no Justin Lin, but apparently they're in talks to bringing him back for another trilogy.
Yeah.
8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
you got to cap it out.
I'm definitely a little bit worried about a non-Justin Lin modern day Fast movie.
What do you mean modern day? They're not going to do like vintage.
No,
They've released it
no,
like
I'm
every
just saying
couple
that
of years, man.
that like Justin Lin has done all the Fast movies in recent history, like 4 through
4, 5, and 6.
and then there was another director who did it earlier. So I'm saying a modern day Fast movie that is not
I
Justin
think
Lin.
he did 3 too.
Did he?
I think.
I
so.
think.
Pretty sure that was Justin Lin.
I don't know about that.
The era of modern and not modern is pre-rock and with rock. That's the line.
Yeah.
But he's done movies before The Rock.
He did
I know.
one.
So he's done vintage and modern, but only he's done modern.
All right.
The range of Justin Lin's incredible.
Next week we're gonna watch Naked and Afraid.
Back to the naked shows.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
We haven't
It's
watched
been
a
a
naked
while.
show in a little while. We gotta bring it back.
Yeah.
The original, the OG naked show, with celebrities in it.
Oh, there's celebrity editions?
So
Or is it
Yeah.
just a show with celebrities?
No.
It's just Seth Rogen and James Franco were like, "Hey, let's go on Naked and Afraid."
there's one special episode which we're watching next week that has Seth Rogen and James Franco as the two
Well, it's
participants.
an actual thing.
It's
I
an
thought it was
act-
just, I thought Samurai Max was just fucking with me.
No, it's an
No.
actual thing. Yeah.
We never gave his name, by the way.
Well, I just did.
There you go.
All right, Harrison, do you want to go over the description of Naked and Afraid?
So I tried to find a description of Naked and Afraid, an official one from Discovery Channel, but they did not have it on their site. So I'll just explain the show. Is
Okay.
best
Go
I
for it.
can. I haven't seen it in a while, but
you gotta
essentially,
you gotta spiel it up though.
okay. Let me think for 3 seconds.
He's trying to speed it up, I think, over here.
Throwing
his
some hand
words.
gestures.
Yeah, he's getting
Two
amped.
strangers meet in the woods for the first time to take on the ultimate survival challenge. They must survive in the woods with nothing but not even the clothes on their backs for 30 days. I don't know if it's 30 days.
That,
Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, that was
30
yeah,
Day
yeah,
Naked
yeah.
and Afraid.
That was pretty decent.
That was
You-
okay for
you know.
that was okay for off the top of my head.
That was pretty good. I like the hand gestures. Good job.
Yeah. That helps me with
Really
the
came
delivery.
across
Yeah.
on the podcast.
Yeah, you could feel those hand gestures and the waves to the mic.
I mean, like I feel like your physical actions kind of dictate how your voice sounds. It's kind of like when you're on the phone, you're trying to make like a sale, or like you're like trying to like get somebody excited. Like you should be smiling or like kind of active on the other end of the phone, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
All right,
Even though they can't see you because it affects everything.
Rob, you got any plugs?
I'm on Twitter at RobKitz.
James.
Are we ended this thing? Oh, damn. That was a quick
We don't
one.
have to end it.
was
We
a
can-
quickie.
we Keep on. I mean, we're just not talking about the show anymore.
There's a show?
What
we
show
were
did we watch
supposed to
this
be
week?
talking about a show.
I thought this was the Fast and Furious podcast. What happened?
We can continue on after the plugs, but
Okay.
you have any plugs?
Oh, plugs. Canes J3 and
What about Jenkins 3?
the Fast 8 will be on the moon.
Nope. That would be great though. If like,
Could you imagine that shit?
that is the only logical place to take that series
There's-
is for them to be driving
so-
case in space.
A space drag race.
Yeah.
Fast 8 is a remake of Armageddon, is what you're saying.
Obviously, yes.
All right.
Holy shit!
Max.
They have to get that drill a quarter mile through that meteorite.
Can you imagine Armageddon with the cast of Fast movies? Holy shit!
So is The Rock
Familia.
like Bruce Willis in that sort of scenario?
No, Vin Diesel's Bruce Willis.
Okay, well,
I don't know
who's
who
The
The
Rock?
Rock is.
All right, Max, plugs.
How about Space Cowboys?
Nothing.
That was a
Oh,
movie.
that movie
You got
was
nothing this
terrible,
week?
man.
No witty Twitter handle.
It really just snuck up on me.
Not Twitter. You can't find you at ABCDFGHIJKLMNOP.
No, that doesn't even. That's definitely taken. First of all,
Yeah,
I'm like
Just-
at Windex.
Windex is taken and has 7 followers.
I'm surprised Windex can't get that. I
Yeah, don't
mean,
know. I'm just letting you know that.
Also-
I thought they would, but I was also curious if they did.
also probably the dumbest thing you could have is a fucking Twitter account for Windex. Like, what would they even tweet about?
Cleaning
That's
shit,
insane.
man. You gotta be posting those photos of clean
Yeah.
windows.
RT at Windex. Are your windows clean?
Hashtag clean windows.
Hashtag 90 Day Fiance.
Harrison, you have
90 Day Fiance. Hashtag 90 Day Fiance.
Harrison, you got any plugs over there?
Sure, you can follow me on Twitter at Harrison Hoffman.
You can follow me at Twitter at the Chris Lorenz, and you can find us at facebook.com/who put this on. You can find us on Twitter at who put this on. You can email us questions at who put this on at gmail.com. Yeah. So now, do we want to talk about Fast and Furious, or are we just gonna
Bonus
we're just
time.
gonna, just gonna end it?
Bonus time. I don't know. I don't know if I got any
Did
more.
you have any more left, James?
I don't know. I mean, the moon was sort
I
of
mean-
the shocker, I feel like, there.
Fast 8. I don't think Fast 8 could be on the moon. Like Fast 10 could be on the moon.
I mean, maybe it's like the plot of Interstellar with fast people.
Like maybe we'll do like Star Wars.
Oh,
Fast
man.
and Furious kind of mashup there, where they're like racing like pod racers and like starships.
It's just like a
So you're talking
souped-up
about
Charger.
so you're talking about shitty George Lucas Star Wars, not like awesome J.J. Abrams Star Wars, right?
No, well, I'm talking about like them
Whoa,
being in the Star Wars
wait.
universe.
We don't know if J.J. Abrams' Star Wars is going to be good yet.
I mean-
the jury's still out.
I mean,
You can't be saying things like shitty George Lucas Star Wars.
he can say that.
I mean, I feel like at this point I can say that.
I feel like you can't knock The Empire Strikes Back.
Lawrence Kasdan, Star Wars. Thank you very much.
Dropping the references.
I mean, I
I
will
know-
definitely not knock the original trilogy. I will knock the prequels, and I will knock what he did to redo the original trilogy. And fucking Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I will knock modern day George Lucas all day long.
I don't think that they're as bad as people make them out to be. They're certainly not.
Are you pro Jar Jar, Chris? Is this
No,
what you're
no, no.
gonna
The
say?
prequels, I can't help you with those. Those are terrible. But the fourth Indiana Jones movie, I didn't think it was awful.
Horrible.
I mean, I don't think it was nearly as good as the original three, but like, well, I also don't think the second one was that great either.
That's like the really
For-
interesting
for
thing with
Indiana
Indiana
Jones?
Jones is like people did not like the second Indiana Jones until the fourth one came out, and everyone's like, the first three were all amazing, and now the fourth one is terrible.
Nah,
so I think
the
that
second one is definitely the weak.
So I think that
the
Temple of Doom, it's pretty obvious that it's not as good as Raiders for sure and Last Crusade.
Last Crusade. Actually, I saw for the first time like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it's real good,
That's a
except
great
for
movie.
the beginning. The beginning's real hokey. I don't like the beginning.
I can't even remember the beginning of that one.
The beginning is when it's young Indy on a train. There's a bunch of, and people are chasing him because he stole something, and he ends up in like the like circus part where there's like a snake, and that's why he's afraid of snakes. And it was like,
Oh, that's right.
it was just too hokey. But after that, it was real good.
I feel like there's some of Indiana Jones that takes place in Tunisia, where the guy in this episode is from, right?
I have no idea.
Well, there's definitely some Morocco stuff. I don't know.
All right, I think we. I
Morocco.
think
One more idea.
all right.
It's kind of fun
A
to say
fast
Morocco.
movie that's a time travel movie, and they go back in time to the first movie, and you see the first movie happening.
Holy
Well,
shit.
Yeah.
so The Rock
Back to
is
the
in the
Future.
first movie.
Oh God!
But, like, there's got to be different perspectives.
Someone make
Yes.
this.
It's
Right.
a Back to the Future.
There's like different storylines.
You could
and
even
things
the Back to the
mingling.
Future was a time travel car, so I feel like it makes sense.
Back to the Future 2 kind of situation.
What if it was The Rock and Mia that actually hooked up, and it's not Brian's kid?
That'd be
Oh,
amazing.
man.
We
There's
gotta
so
write
much
this movie.
potential.
Like, we gotta end this podcast. So we can go write this movie.
Is-
Actually,
Yeah. Let's get the
I
paper
think
out.
it should be a Fast and Men in Black mashup
No,
instead.
dear God, no.
What?
I would.
There's aliens.
Here's
They have to save the world.
So I kind of like the direction they're going, but I want to take it a little bit different spin on it. I want a Fast plus Independence Day mashup.
Obviously.
So you get the Fast crew, and you get Will Smith, good Will Smith, and you get fucking Jeff Goldblum in the mix.
I feel like Good Will Smith might be gone.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum though, all in.
What? Why is Good Will
Like, I'm
Smith
saying,
gone?
I'm
I
saying,
don't know. Have you seen
I'm
his
saying
last
like
few
in the
movies?
world
What's
where you
his
could
last
get
one?
Jaden Smith. That's why Good Will
After
Smith's gone.
Earth.
Welcome to After Earth.
Yeah,
That was terrible. You cannot defend After Earth.
I'm not
Have you
saying the
seen
dude
it?
can write, but the dude can act.
Kind of.
So you're saying that Will Smith was good in After Earth when his character didn't show emotion. That's what his character was.
I didn't say dude wasn't smart.
He didn't show emotion.
do anything.
That's what his character was. And
How
you're
many
defending his acting.
How many millions did he make off of that movie?
That's kind of
None.
irrelevant.
I don't think that's irrelevant.
That is irrelevant.
When you make the same amount of money that he does in a movie, then you can say that
It
it's
doesn't
irrelevant.
matter.
The-
Because that's
the-
like the worst Will Smith movie ever. Because he literally doesn't act and doesn't do anything.
the quality of acting is not necessarily proportional to the amount that it makes in the theater.
It did not make a lot of money though.
I'm sure it didn't. I'm sure they lost money on that movie. And it's probably a pretty expensive movie to make.
There's a shit ton of CGI.
Yeah.
I don't know. They have like 3 sets in the entire movie. Like it's just Will in a jungle or Jaden in a
Jaden.
jungle and Will in
the
like a
space.
chair.
Yeah.
Those slides that came out from that Sony leak today about After Earth though were fucking crazy. I don't know if you saw those. There was one that was like, "Hey, when we're promoting this movie, promote Will, not Jaden." It's
Yeah, I
like
saw
like
that.
like as a focus. And then there was like this whole plan for this series of add-on merchandise and video games and like all this stuff for After Earth that just did not come to be because that movie bombed horribly. Oh man, that was
I don't
interesting
even
stuff.
know.
They like partnered with a bunch of people. They partnered with like the NFL or something. I feel like they had like Jaden playing like a football game or something, and Will Smith like talking them through it. I feel like that was a commercial on during football.
Yeah, there's a lot of those dumb like movie NBA or movie NFL.
Oh, yeah, I
kind
think
of
it was
things.
NBA.
Yeah, the NBA like cross promos are super dumb.
Yep.
I don't know.
All right. I think I'm okay with ending this. I don't know where everyone else lands.
Got it. When it gets to the NBA cross promos, that's when you can pull the plug.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of interesting stuff to check out, and I'm a little bit conflicted because it sucks how it got out, but there's some interesting stuff to check out in some of those Sony leaks.
Yeah,
you know?
but this isn't like they got like people got their photos hacked off their personal phones.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that got like their financial information.
Yeah, but I'm
hacked
not
who
saying
work
to
for
look
Sony
at
and
that.
stuff. Yeah,
They're
yeah.
looking at like marketing slides. I think.
Yeah, and like like some of those email exchanges that came out about like the Jobs movie are pretty crazy. Like there's some crazy stuff in there. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to think that like North Korea kind of denied it, but there's like we're kind of cool with it because of that of the interview thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
people keep putting out like news stories trying to link North Korea and this hack, and I like. It's
well, like
not
North
really-
Korea came out and said that they didn't do it. There's like we didn't do it, but we support the people that did
Yeah,
it.
they did say that.
Yeah.
But there was also some stories that, like initially when it came out, they're like, "Oh my God, North Korea did it," when there's really no evidence.
I mean, if you're going to write that story, that's a great story to write, and it's not a huge leap to make. It's like at some point North Korea is like, if you release this movie, we're gonna fuck you up essentially, and then they made the movie and then they got fucked up. So like that wasn't a crazy jump to make,
I just don't think North Korea has the expertise to do it.
I don't know.
Don't challenge North Korea, Chris. Why would you do that?
Kim
I'm just
Jong
saying,
That
I'm
is
just
not
saying.
the country you want to challenge.
I'm just saying. I don't know if he has the guts to do it. I don't know.
Kim Jong Un. If
I
you're
didn't say
listening to
guts.
this podcast, that's
Yeah.
at the Chris Lorenz.
At Nuclear Friends has just challenged you to a duel,
a cyber duel.
cyber duel.
I didn't say it was gonna go kill the guy.
Better start encrypting your laptop. The North Koreans are coming.
All right, guys, we'll see. I'm out. You see us next week.
Oh, what a wicked situation. Whoa. I miss a war in a is I miss a war down. So I miss a love, I just I want to talk about this one called the number one murder. It's talking about the United States of America. Cause them a big murder is the answer. Well, what about the wicked man? Tell them. United States of America. Well, yo, them a number one, a murderation. Now come again. United States of America. Yes, cause them a number one, a murderation.